team.
I was a part of the second year after the expansion. It was just brutal. Everybody beating you up. We lose 8 in a row, win 1, lose 5 in a row, win 2, you know, at the bottom of the cellar. No people in the stands, you know, it's like, it's not fun.
Carnival
man.
seating.
Yeah. Come on down, everybody move on down, you know? It was tough.
At what point did things start to click?
When Sam and I got here.
It was incremental. It was really incremental. So even that first year, they had some people out there cheering for us and moving everything forward. But the thing about it, the plan was to be able to involve not only the people in the town, but also us in being able to grow together, understand exactly what was going to happen throughout. But we kept winning games year after year more than the year previously.
Boy, the Mavericks are getting a lot of easy hoops.
And especially when we brought in new players that could play the game and could command their position, not just play, but command the position which they had.
Mavericks forced the turnover, and again it's Harper down the floor.
So as the time went on, it got better and better.
But we had an incredible draft, though. If you think about it, I know we started as expansion, but if you think about, teams don't get to draft like we had, because we ended up, you're talking about first round in consecutive years. I mean, I think we had like 7 years of
With no mistakes at first round.
I mean,
every first round you could play.
Not a mistake. Yeah. I mean, we had. Who was the mistake? You? You was the mistake. I mean, you think about it. If you say there were no mistakes, I mean, like all could play.
Working with Sam, working with Rolando, working with a guy like Mark. The one thing that stands out to me about those guys is the fact that they really prepared themselves well. And coming from college, I think that's something that you have to learn and understand right away if you're going to keep up with what's going on. Yeah! It was a thrill my first couple of years being a part of these very talented players.
I remember just coming here late and trying to acclimate myself with these guys here. And I think we lost 2 in a row. And I thought we had a problem, but I forgot. I forgot, you know, there was like 80-something games, you know, so I thought 2 in a row was detrimental to everything. But my rookie year was a good experience knowing these guys and trying to fit in.
Sam Perkins, strong move by Perkins that time.
They all had their own way of scoring and complaining and all that stuff. So, like, if a play was called for me, it was my shot, I didn't get the shot, you know
because
what I'm
one of these two took
It never got there.
It just,
too many ways before it got to him.
I mean, Rose, prolific shooter, no doubt. But, I mean, sometimes
Tell the truth.
I would, if I didn't set a screen right with the depth, the latitude, or the precision,
yes,
I would get a little feedback like, Sam, I need airspace. I just give me 1 second. I need airspace. I need airspace. I'm like, I'm doing the best I can. I was like, well,
But see, the thing about
this is what I got. This is what I got.
But the thing about all of that is that Lord knows I have my idiosyncrasies for sure, because I'm just built that way.
Blackman comes off the bench, beats Macy, and it's 2-0.
You know something, I didn't shoot 50% for my career fooling around, and it was important, and I didn't do it alone either. All these guys helped in the process, but I had to get the ball where I needed to get the ball when I wanted to have the ball.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more of our Mavericks Roundtable in just a moment. Team in the entire world. And here you guys come with a new NBA basketball team. How tough was that to try to break into the consciousness of Dallas, Texas with a basketball team?
Well, it was tough, but the thing about it is that it was a great thing because it involved the whole community. They knew that, hey, we got a new baby here, we're gonna give it some time to grow. And I think that was just a fantastic thing because as we won, you could see the crowds going crazier and crazier, and of course, it was a whole community thing that was put together, and it worked out really well.
You draft a guy like Sam Perkins, Rolando Blackman, Mark Aguirre, so on and so forth, sooner or later you're going to catch on. And I think a lot of times having a new opportunity sort of separates you, and I think we were able to build our own identity, you know, as the years went on, and, you know, really it turned into something special.
I found that Texas fans are very proud of winning.
Understatement.
And I guess that's where the reunion rowdies came from. That would come in. Tell me about those guys.
I think they were rowdy because they didn't know what else to do. I mean, it's like it was a new team and everything, and so, you know, they turned out because of the fact that we were winning and it was interesting and it was different.
Blackman gives it up to Aguirre. Nice pass to Perkins.
And that's how it took off. And these people screaming and the rowdies, I mean, they all were made up just because we had nothing else to go on, you know. We were first team.
The Mavericks' first head coach, which you guys all played for, is Dick Motta. Tell me about Dick Motta.
You know, not the kind of guy you can spend time with and just find out what's going on and, you know, shoot the breeze and then go to bed. It wasn't that kind of a situation. It was rough. It was rough. You know, it was almost like a military situation. You come on in, you knew the drills was about to start, and it's no smiling, no laughing, that kind of a thing. There was this fine line of you know, sometimes you want to say hello, maybe give a hug, but you just throw a little tap, you know, how you doing this morning? That kind of a thing. It was just a different thing, but you knew at the end of the day that he was teaching the game and the way to play under pressure, which is what I loved about it. I learned how to play and I execute when the pressure was at its highest.
I tell you what.
You go ahead, Mark.
I tell you what about Dick. We had our differences. We definitely had our differences. But the things that he taught me when I was here in Dallas allowed me to feel like when I played, I don't care who you are, that you can't guard me, and that guy next to you can't guard me either, because I know how to do it now.
Dick Motta encouraging vocally Mark Aguirre to play better.
Before, I was just talented, but he taught me how to do the things I needed to do in order to be a really good player.
In 1984, all the pieces are in place. That was the year that you guys made the first playoff appearance. Did you feel like it was all starting to come together?
You could see it coming.
The Mavericks on a break. Oh, what a move by Aguirre!
And you could see it on the face of the other teams, too.
And they're going to give Rowe the basket.
You can look at the other teams and they like, whoa.
You went so quickly from expansion team to having respect across the league in a short time. All of a sudden, you guys were immediate contenders.
As Harper goes the other way with it, drops it off to Perkins, and a three-point opportunity for the Mavericks.
5 straight trips to the playoffs. You guys were real. It wasn't like, you know, we don't want them in the first round. That's not the team we want in the first round.
It was that guy right there, man.
We just kind of,
Yeah,
it
right
was
there, I'm
funny
telling
to me. I didn't see all that when 80 and 81, 82.
Yeah,
so
he didn't see none of that.
I'm thinking like this is how it is all the time. But I knew our odds, we weren't the favorite all the time. So, but with Rowe maturing and Mark and Derek, you know, in their second and third years, I mean, it's just bound to happen. And as time went on, we competed every night, and you couldn't really get a win in reunion unless, you know, you were just absolutely hot.
And with Motta there, Motta's an excellent coach who does a great job with young people. And they're going to be a great powerhouse, perhaps a dynasty of the future like the Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers.
And it all tied back to Dick Motta, because Dick Motta wanted us to mature. We can talk about him, but we do miss him a little bit.
I care.
But Dick Motta was the glue.
He's my guy.
Yeah, he made us. He made us.
A lot of times you have a coach that you don't really realize what that impact was on your life or on your game until way afterwards when you look back and realize like that guy was the glue.
The way he put it together was the beautiful thing about it, because see, he was like, well, I'm going to get Sam Perkins. I said, what's Sam Perkins going to do for us? I mean, come on.
Appreciate that.
Sam, is this the first time you've heard this?
Let me get the back end of it. Hold on, Sam. Sam, let me get the back end of it. I'm telling you the truth. Let me get the back end of it. I'm like, Coach, what is Sam Perkins going to do for us? What is he going to do for us? You drafted Sam Perkins. He's like, look, you know, be quiet. Okay, well, I'm with you, Coach. It just was perfect chemistry. He freed me up, and then when Roy came along, I mean, you're talking about blossom at that point, because
We're going to take a break
got
right
great.
there, because when we come back, we're going to talk about Roy Tarpley and how you guys even got better.
well, see, you don't know. I was Sam Perkins. Gee, what he gonna do for us? Like,
That's the first time you heard that, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll be back with more right after this. Tell me about the Boston Celtics. How tough was that run during that time? Now, who guard Bird?
Mark, Sam.
Funny you bring that up.
he got Bird.
Man, let me tell you.
You wanted to have 60?
This
He want me over there on him?
Bird had 50 on us one time.
You could almost see the smile on Larry's face and said, look what I got here.
We came out of the timeout, and Dick Motta said, Sam, you guard McHale, and Mark, you guard Bird. As soon as we came out on the floor, Mark is going to ask me, who you got?
I know he didn't just say I had Bird.
So he looks.
Sam, I know I didn't hear that. That couldn't have been clear.
So I said, okay, I'll take Bird. I'll take Bird.
Hold it. We trying to win this game? Now, if it was on the other end where the ball got to go, okay, bring me the ball. But how am I, come on. Sam, go get your guy.
Man, they were tough, man.
Go get your guy, man.
So now, after making the playoffs 4 straight years, you guys had your breakthrough season, '88, reached the Western Conference Finals, only to lose to the Lakers, the eventual champs, in 7 games. When you think about that series and how close you came, what goes through your mind?
That I would have a championship if it wasn't for the Lakers. It's almost like they had a birthright to win championships at that particular time. And we knew as we were going through the playoffs, as we were taking that road to get to the finals, we knew that if we were gonna ever win a championship, we would have to beat the Lakers.
Mark?
When I look back at that, I think in terms of time. Am I gonna get a chance to get that opportunity to win it? I got to a point where the other teams I didn't even look at. And I looked at the Laker team and I say, is time going to be on our side? Because I knew we would get there.
They were the mark. They were the team that always looked around and saw exactly what they were doing. And we understood the level in which we needed to play and the opportunity for us to all be together in order to get that done.
Out to Harper. Quickly to Perkins.
But we rose to the level of being able to get there, and the important factor was trying to get that doggone home court advantage and having the chance to be at home playing that 7th game. And they got ahead of
won every game.
Yeah, they got ahead of us in that kind of a thing, and ended up playing that 7th game in Los Angeles, which is a disadvantage. They're the better team because they played the 7th game at home.
I mean, I really thought we could beat them. I mean, I didn't think of as us as an underdog, but looking back on it, I mean, we took them to 7 games, and we had them in L.A.
Don't say it.
Like 3 minutes to go. I remember it, and things just started changing on us.
He's in deep, and Kareem sends it back. Airmail special.
Magic in the front court, 4-on-4. Magic underneath the green, and no-look pass, score. Worthy to Scott, who's open in the corner. He hits the 3.
They went ahead, we couldn't regroup, and that home thing is a big thing in the playoffs, especially for a Dallas Mavericks team.
Give those guys credit, too, Armand. I mean, as much as you despise the Lakers or dislike them in a unique way, there's still that ultimate respect that you have for guys that are able to knock you off and keep you from reaching your goals. And I think each and every one of us would agree that we actually lost to a Hall of Fame team, basically.
That's it, folks. It's Showtime versus Motown for the NBA championship.
Now, when it happens, sometimes you think you'll never, ever get over it. You'll never get over it. It's the worst thing that ever happened. But it wasn't the worst thing that ever happened. It was pretty cool, as a matter of fact. You guys had that kind of a journey. 4 guys from 4 different places came together as a team and tried to win a championship. It's always about the journey.
Still, I don't know.
It still bothers you?
A little bit. When I look at Game 7, and the winner of that game is finna win an NBA championship, I can't let that go. Maybe it's just me being the wrong way, but it's hard. I mean, I can understand what it is.
Personally, I'm sure you could have those feelings. Yeah. But there was a lot of other players in the league that were watching on TV.
I understand where Mark is coming from the standpoint that I think, as a whole, we really felt like we could knock the Lakers off.
I have a hole inside still, because it's still not winning the championship. And we were some of the great players in the game, hooping, playing, executing, doing the things that were necessary to being able to win. And when you don't win that kind of a thing, Mark went on to win 2 championships and have an opportunity to get that champagne poured in your eye and get that burn that I keep seeing everybody go through.
And still bothered by the one time
because he was here. Because he was here. He was part of our crew. He was part of our crew, the early part of that kind of a situation too. But like anything else, you know and understand that it's a great opportunity and it's a chance for all of us to do something very special, but do it together. And we weren't able to accomplish that at the highest format together, but the important thing is that the journey was a fantastic case to being able to get there.
I just poured champagne in my eye just to get the feeling, what it felt like.
Well, see, you talk about camaraderie, and yeah, I was fortunate, you know, to go and do that. But when you're talking about the respect I have for these guys right now, it bothers me. For them not to have felt that thing that I felt, it's gonna bother me, yeah.
Wasn't to be.
Yeah, but I can't help it's gonna bother me, you know, and it's gonna be that way.
Touching on respect, Amar, real quick, I respect. That's the one thing I'll hold on to, is the respect that I have for you guys. People always ask around here, what's the best Maverick team ever? And as blunt as I can be, I will take my guys against any Mavs team there's ever been and go to war with them. That's how much I respect and believe in each and one of these guys.
We'll take another break and we'll be back with more about the Dallas Mavericks in just a moment. We are back with 4 of the greatest players in NBA history that all happen to play together, the Dallas Mavericks. And it is just so much fun sitting here talking to you guys and thinking back. But the camaraderie is unbelievable. How many years has it been since you guys played together?
I don't want to think about it.
Long time.
Yeah, long time.
Long time.
No, it's been a while.
Children are grown now. That was
Very much
kids,
so.
and now they're grown, and you guys are still hanging out, having the same kind of laugh. What's the best thing you remember about this young kid, Roy Tarpley? What did that do to your team?
At the other end, here's Tarpley. Tarpley drowns the dunk in transition.
The important factor with him is that he was so dynamic in his athleticism and the things that he could do. 7 foot, but could do everything, shoot jumpers, run the court, rebound the basketball with the best of them. And it was a guy that really helped our basketball team to be able to get on that top level where we had thoughts and understood then that with all of us, we could actually have a chance to beat this Laker basketball team.
Tarpley, he's double teamed at the baseline. He's in the air, throws it up and throws it in. Nice play.
He gave us that piece that was right over the top. Now the thought came to, let's beat them instead of wondering if we could.
How tough was it watching him have to deal with the demons he was dealing with?
Tough, because number one, you know, other than being a teammate, I think everybody is in agreement that we're friends first. And I think anytime someone goes through a sickness like Roy went through, it's very difficult. And it takes your team and takes everybody that's involved, you know. He was just a guy that couldn't control a substance, and obviously it took advantage of him. Could have been anybody in this room that could have gone through the same thing. And you know, it's very unfortunate because I think the world didn't get an opportunity to see a guy that we'll be talking about the way we're talking about all of these great players, because there was nothing, I mean absolutely zero, that Roy Tarpley couldn't do as a basketball player.
As we sit back now and look back at basketball and sort of reflect on life and what it's done for you, tell me about what it's meant.
Well, for me, it's meant everything. I mean, it's given me the path to where I am today. And what it did throughout the time was giving me a chance, through having to learn this game, a chance at an education at Kansas State University, a chance to meet many, many people, a chance to really format the thoughts and also the disciplines that I even carry today, simply because of this bouncing ball, that ball that spins and moves and you can grab it after you set the right screen. Put the basketball in the hole.
Wow. Sam, what's it mean to you?
Well, it really has been a blessing. I've been very fortunate, man. I mean, it's like it gave me a chance just to give back. You know, all those years, people helped me and telling me this is how you do it. And then when you get here, people respect how you do it and how you get along and do things. But it's an extension of basketball, and that's what the NBA is all about.
Mark?
You're on a long journey of being taught how to play the game and then also how to act in life. It's basketball, but you're being taught from a little kid how to dribble, but then you're being taught to understand that's your teammate. You're being taught how to set the screen, but you're being taught responsibility. To me, it was a great place to be because I always had people around you teaching you the right things, you know, like just really telling you what you had to do, and that's a fortunate place to be.
I think the one thing that everybody that's been through the journey have in common is that they didn't do it alone. For me, basketball has created who I am today. It's taken you places that you never thought you would go, around the world, around the country. You know, you've benefited in so many ways, and the fact that we're here right now with you, Ahmad, and with NBA TV, it gives us an opportunity to share what basketball has been to us, and to me, it's been everything and more.
It is a beautiful game. You learn so many life lessons, and then we get a chance to sit here 20 years later and think back of all. I'm telling you, the journey is just a beautiful thing.
It is.
It's a beautiful thing, and it just keeps giving and giving and giving. That'll just about do it for our NBA Roundtable featuring the Dallas Mavericks. I'd like to thank our special guests, Rolando Blackman, Derek Harper, Sam Perkins, and Mark Aguirre. I'm Ahmad Rashad. So long, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm Ahmad Rashad, and welcome to this special NBA Roundtable. Our focus is the Dallas Mavericks, and joining us to share their memories are four of the greatest players in the history of the franchise. First up is a four-time NBA All-Star who was one of the league's premier sharpshooters. He helped lead the Mavericks to the playoffs in 6 of his 11 seasons in Dallas and was the second Mav to have his number retired, Rolando Blackman. Next, the man who teamed up with Rolando to form one of the NBA's best backcourts. Twice named an All-NBA defender, he was also the first player ever to raise his scoring average 8 straight seasons, Derek Harper. During 7 seasons in Dallas, he was a fixture on their playoff teams of the 1980s and went on to play in the NBA Finals with the Lakers, Sonics, and Pacers. He won an NCAA title at North Carolina and the 1984 Olympic gold medal, Big Smooth Sam Perkins. Finally, the first pick in the 1981 draft, he was one of the